Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hero Homestead. It has been a while. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Sorry to leave you hanging. As for the quick why of it's been so long, is with it being a very politically charged season in life for the last couple of months, I didn't want this channel, this thing, to become all about that, and it would have been very easy for it to do so, as obviously the political landscape is all encompassing over every aspect of life, it would seem. So to avoid that and to avoid what would probably be just my frustrations echoing out through the Twitter whatever webbyverse that we live in now, opted to just kind of steer clear of it for a while and focus on the family and focus on getting things done. But today's the day, and something happened to me just now, actually, that has sent me over the edge to say, oh well, might as well. So here we go. Today's voting day in America. We are choosing the hopefully same but next president of the United States, as well as many other positions of political power. I'm gonna take these off because they're very reflective and it's driving me nuts. Sorry. Choosing a lot of our representatives and leaders that will help guide and keep America being great and doing the right things, both morally, ethically, economically, and the like. But yeah, that was today. So the reason I decided to make this video today is we just went to go vote. We go as a family, take the kids so they can understand the process, see it, know what it's all about, feel a little involved, even though, you know, they're obviously too young to cast their vote. I voted today. Give them a sticker, because kids love stickers, and some adults, like me. But anywho, so we walk in, and like everything else, you have to have a mask and all this stuff. Well, put on my hat, put on my mask, walk in. I'm greeted at the door and said, sir, we're gonna need you to take off your hat and we're gonna give you a new mask because you can't wear that one in here. I was confused. So, hold please. Here's my mask. Got it while we were on our honeymoon in California, of all places. Yeah, bought a Trump item in California. I was very shocked too. And this was my hat. Nothing wrong, nothing offensive, obscene, profane-laden, or anything like that about either of those two items. Also, I wasn't talking to anybody. I was with my own family. I wasn't, promoting anyone. I was, as in like with speech or talking to someone or trying to convince or sway. I wasn't doing any of that stuff. Just walked in, being my own self. No different than wearing a shirt. That is freedom of speech. Both of those items are covered in freedom of speech. That's why we have it in this country. That's one of the things we're fighting for. It's one of the things we stand for that makes us unique. Why so many people want to come to our country for the freedoms that we have. But I walk in and they tell me you got to take your hat off, and said I could flip the mask around or they'll just give me another one. And a guy popped up out of nowhere pushing your typical this junk in my face. Here you go. No, guy, why? Why do I have to take it off? We don't allow anyone to make a political statement. It's against the rules. Let's think about that. Not allowed to make a political statement. Literally at the voting booth, voting. Casting a vote for a politician that is expressing the beliefs. The whole process, the whole event, the whole day is you making your political statement. This is how insane our country and the people in it have become. And it is moronic. It's astounding how ridiculous it has become. That they can be okay with this and that, which tells you they're not actually okay with this, meaning the voting and the process and the freedoms and the rights that we have, because they're not okay with the everything else you get with it. So if you're not okay with the stuff you get, you obviously aren't okay with how you get it. So yeah, that kind of sent me from 0 to, exploding inferno rage level pretty quick. And it sucks. It makes me very, very sad, because there's a lot of people out there that think that's just the normal, that's just how it is, that's how it's okay to be. No, it ain't. It's America. People have fought, bled, and died, have argued respectfully, and put in the work to make sure that everyone has the freedom to do so. Yes, there are people out there that make statements, that do things that I and most people severely disagree with, that are very disrespectful and hurtful to most people. But it's still your First Amendment right to do so. As long as you're not causing physical harm to any person, property, then you're within your right. And that is what it is, like it or not. And that's the fairness of it. Do I like it when I see a flag getting burned? Absolutely not. Is that someone's freedom of speech, right to say or do and take that action? Absolutely it is. Whether I don't like it or anybody else doesn't like it, unfortunately. But it is. Yet, the good people that do the good things are getting stifled. And it's time to be stifled no more. I hope everyone has taken the time, if you're, of legal age to do so, to get out and vote. I saw something where it was like, it doesn't matter who you vote for, it actually does matter. Vote for morals, vote for right over wrong. It isn't just simple of like, this is going to be a little bit one way and it'll be slightly different the other. No, it's not. It's a very stark contrast of good versus evil. I know I'm not specifically calling Joe Biden evil. I am, however, pointing out exactly who he's locking arms with and holding his line with. It's pretty clear cut. If you're ever out on the playground and you're about to get in a fight, look to your left, look to your right. Who's standing with you? That should tell you exactly what you're standing for, what you're fighting for. Because if you see all the good guys with you, probably on the right side of things. If you see no one with you, or all the people that are constantly causing trouble, damage, hurtfulness, if that's who you're standing next to, safe bet you're the bad guy. Keep that in mind when you make life decisions. Please, the world will be a better place if you do and you make the right choices accordingly. But anywho, I digress. Happy Election Day, folks. Never thought we'd be sitting here having this conversation or even fathoming this stuff. What's scarier? The fact that we've had to deal with all of it, or the fact that there's some people out there that believe it's just magically going to go away when Trump wins the election today? Think about that. If it could just magically, like, ooh, tomorrow, COVID's gone, riots stop. No. How does that even work? That's saying a possibility of a couple things. Say COVID disappears tomorrow, or, within a week or two. Like, it just, not a problem anymore. That says it wasn't real to begin with. Okay, so then we have to address the reality, because it needs addressed, because it'll just happen again and again and again until they get their way, of if it wasn't real to begin with and all the things that have taken place because of it was just some big grand act by some shadow government, secret force, or the government that's just in your face lying to get a certain level of control and take things to the next step of the game they want to get to, as far as one world government possibly, or just a new type of government in America that gets rid of freedoms because people aren't able to be controlled if they're free. And then if that's the case, or, that would also have to mean that Trump isn't the good guy that everyone thinks he is, which is a very terrifying premise. So, yeah. Or, I don't know, it's just with the rioting and the protests and the Antifa and the BLM and all these organizations that cause damage, destruction, and havoc among their own communities, they think all that'll just disappear magically too because Biden won't be running for president anymore and everything will be settled and we'll be back to it. Well, you really think if it is a group of people that are whining and upset and throwing a fit because they don't like who the president is or how things are being ran, you think they're magically going to go away if he wins the election? Nah. Just gets worse. Or we accept the fact that if it does go away magically, either he was doing nothing the whole time and was allowing it, or the more sinister idea that he was co-conspirator in it. And that's how he's able to control it in a way to make it disappear so quickly. So for all you folks that think that all this stuff is just going to poof on November 4th, I really, really hope you're wrong. Because if it can just disappear, that is far more terrifying to me and most, logical thinking human beings out there than if it doesn't. Because it means it's either not real or being orchestrated by the people that we thought were here to protect us, take care of us, and lead us. Which, first and foremost, always take care of yourself and your family. It's your own responsibility. You don't believe me? Ask the Native Americans. They trusted the government a long time ago. Look where that got them. True story. That's history. Why do you think they try to erase it so much? Let's tear down statues. Let's burn down buildings. Let's remove historical doctrine and documents from the record book. You can't rewrite history if it's still all standing around for everyone to see and remember. Take off your hat and your mask. You can't make a political statement. I wasn't campaigning for anybody. I wasn't even speaking to anybody. I walked in and got in line to vote, to make my political statement of I stand with this person on a piece of paper. But hey, it is what it is. Tired of being worried and frustrated about things, as I know most people are out there. A lot of people were breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief today, thinking, oh, finally it's here, it's over. The election process is over. And I pray to God the fighting part of it is over too. I really, really do hope that there can be some settling and some, reflection, compromise, and some middle ground meetings. Because if there's not, they're not just going to disappear tomorrow and everyone's brain's going to switch to the other team and go, okay, they won. If that were the case, we'd have never been in this vote. It would have been easy and simple. Would have been, back like when everyone had at least a moral compass and good guidance and good decision making, and their differences were, I think this is how the education system should go. No, I think this is how it should go. Not that people don't need to be educated, just I think it should be on this type of schedule. Simple things. Not let's remove the concept altogether. Using that as just an example, obviously. Because now it's not just that, it's life versus death. Freedom versus oppression. Choice versus control. It's ridiculous. Absolutely. But someone's about to walk in here, so it looks like it's over. But thanks for joining us, and I hope you all voted today. You know why? Because that's what heroes do.